All right, season 17 has begun. Hexylvania is back for like the third or fourth time. I'm going to be going over all of these rewards. If you just needed that, there you go. You can click off. I don't mind. But I am going to talk a lot about ventures and loadout suggestions and what to actually do with these rewards and efficient ways to go through ventures. So if you're a new player watching this and there's a Ben's War Cry going on, Twitch link down below. I record these videos on stream. If you're a new player, this is going to be a good guide for you. I'm going to switch that menu up there so that doesn't happen again. Sorry, Chad. Let's talk about ventures real quick. So if you want these rewards, you want to get through it quickly, I recommend this video linked down below. This is a nice guide on how to get through ventures quickly. I do recommend in this video, that's what my footage is running around getting this blue glow, I do recommend maxing out missions to get the most XP out of each individual mission. That's not necessarily the very most fastest way to do things. Running missions, queuing them as fast as possible is the way to go, but that's how very experienced grinders blitz through it. That's not necessarily applicable to most players. If you want to maximize every single mission, the blue glow suggestion in that is perfectly fine, but it's a short video to go through that right there. And then the next video I have is a pretty old video. It's 2 years old, but it hasn't really changed. If you guys wanted more loadouts for this season, in fact, I've even made videos for Hexylvania since this video's release, and it's just individual videos on the loadouts shown here. And this goes over a bunch of different options. I will link this down below. If you want loadouts to get through this season and you want to take the advice from this video at the same time, both of them will be linked down below. You guys can run these loadouts to get that taken care of. Now, something that comes out with this season is Dungeons. Dungeons is awesome. It's completely unrelated to ventures, but I have to mention it with this season. Dungeons are fantastic, and speedrunning it is something you absolutely want to do, and that's what this video is for. Link down below as well. This focuses on not just Inferno and speedrunning it very quickly, but it also shows what loadout each individual player should use. It's extremely thorough. I spent weeks on this video, and it really, really does help you get through all of the dungeons altogether, but especially Inferno is what's focused on here. So if you're looking to take advantage of the season and its bonuses, this will go into a deep rundown on how to do dungeons very efficiently. And dungeons could be really good for opening up a bunch of llamas, and that's kind of why you want to do that. Opening 4 Nightmares llamas is super good, and it can raise your power level, which can actually help you in a lot of different ways. Now, something else I want to talk about is that the Ventures rewards here give you a lot of things here. Weapon vouchers, hero vouchers, you get 200 legendary flux now, and legendary flux is really important. So as you can imagine, I have videos on weapon vouchers, hero vouchers. I've got hero flux and weapon flux. All of these will be linked down below if you guys are looking to spend this efficiently. I highly recommend checking these out because they are very thorough. We go over every single option in the entire game. And what I'm saying right now is that some of the best weapons that I used to recommend vouchering, like the Xenon bow, vacuum tube bow, pot shot, deatomizer, are now fluxible. And it's not just limited to those 4 weapons. Some of the best weapons in the game, best heroes in the game, are now fluxible, which is awesome. So when people play ventures, a lot of people stop at level 20. They get that hero voucher, they've gotten their weapon voucher, and they're done. I don't blame you. Ventures can kind of suck. If it's your first season, you're probably going to enjoy the novelty. It's cute, but restarting every time without being able to craft our own weapons is not the best experience. It's something I've personally complained directly to Epic many times, but it's still how it is. So a lot of people stop there. I suggest if you are super casual, hating ventures, stop at 22. Get that extra 100 flux and then get out of there. And then you can keep kicking that ball down the road because superchargers are really nice. Superchargers are basically how you get max power level. In this game, Survivor superchargers will take you past 130. So power level 130 is the max for no superchargers. And then superchargers are how you get all the way to 145. 145 is not currently possible. This season, I believe, makes 144 possible, so we're getting real close. And I think the season after that is going to be the end. Little flashbang warning here because this is going to be a bright spreadsheet, which is also linked down below in every single video. This kind of showcases the seasonal timeline. We are currently beginning this season right here, and I believe maybe not Winterfest, or was it yeah, I think it's Flannel Falls here. This one is the time when we're actually to be able to hit 145. If you're a new player, that doesn't apply to you, but us people who have been playing for a long time are going to be looking forward to that for sure. But if you want to go past these levels, and you know, you've already seen my videos on weapon and hero vouchering and fluxing, you might want to get some superchargers. And I have a whole video. I don't think I have it up here as a prep, but I will link it down below. I'm going to actually get this prepared for myself right now, because I'm going to just take all these links at the top, put them in the description. I have a whole video on how to spend your superchargers. Oh, back when there was nothing on my shelf, no shelf at all, just a stack of Pringles. It's an old video, but it's still a good one because it showcases kind of a philosophy. I don't specifically recommend exactly what to supercharge, and I explained why that is in this video. And yeah, it's a good guide. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is core reperks. So superchargers are really good. You definitely want to learn about those. But core reperks, can be very, very useful. Changing the 6 perk of your weapon is vital. Some weapons are only good because of their 6 perks, and knowing which ones to spend it on are very important, which is why I have, I believe, this video over here showcasing not just how to spend your core reperk, but this is actually a very, sorry for the brightness. It's actually a very thorough video, because in order to tell you guys which 6 perks are worth core reperking, I had to cover every single notable 6 perk in the game. So even if you're not spending core reperk, this is kind of a 6 perk guide, and it's a really, really thorough video. Another one that you might want to check out. So yeah. Now, I've already shown the rewards. I've been referencing them the entire time, but let's get specifically into what the rewards are and what they're good for. As mentioned, weapon vouchers allow you to pick up a weapon that is not usually available. So it's very good for event heroes that are gone. Let me just show this timeline once more. There are heroes like Jurassic Ken. He only comes out on July 26th, and he's gone with the rest of the season. So this little window right here from July 26th to September 6th, this is the only time that Jurassic Ken is available throughout the entire year. A more notable example is Rex Jonesy and Whiteout Fiona. They are available for 1 week each, and they're super good heroes, and then they're gone for the rest of the year. These are the kinds of things that you want to voucher. And so weapon vouchers are available for that. Hero vouchers are available for that. Flux is not not the same pool of heroes and weapons as vouchers, but it's also got some good stuff in there. And then, of course, these are unlocked at these different levels. You can hit show more on this website. I'll link down below, so Fortnite. It shows everything in between if you specifically want to know, but the milestones are this: weapon voucher, flux, reperk voucher, flux, and then this mission right here, level 46 at 1.85 million XP, is the last batch of Survivor superchargers that you get. And if you are very interested in maxing out your weapons, you do want to hit level 50 at 2.3 million XP for that weapon supercharger. I know a lot of people only care about their power level, and that's totally fine. So stopping at 1.8 million, that's kind of a lot. Like, you can skip, you can see that there's a 5 million XP jump, or I'm sorry, 500,000 XP. No, what is that? Yeah, 500,000 XP jump. Yeah, I'm confusing myself for no reason. So you can skip out almost 20% of your grind by just stopping a little early. I think I did that one season because I was not having it, but yeah, I wanted to stay on top of the power level. Now, if you're doing that, you want to be aware of these quests down here. So you have the destroy locating mission. I'll show you exactly what that means. When you go to your quest, you'll realize that we literally mean exactly that, because if you go to Ventures Challenges, you have your directive, which is to just do certain stuff. Then you have your eliminate, your destroy, your weapons quest, and these are all like very multi-part. In fact, if you hit show more on these, you can see that there are a lot of stages to each of these. And at the very end of them, that's what we have highlighted here, you have I keep saying we because I informed Cav, the guy who runs this website, very heavily on the layout of this. He did an excellent job getting everything laid out. So that's why I'm saying we. But when you complete these, you get these different superchargers and core reperks. So if you're really only interested in Survivor superchargers, just as an example, then finishing your locating quest line, your mission quest line are the two that you want to focus on. And then the rest of these give varying rewards, and that's very thorough. And then finally, I mentioned this way too late in the video because people always ask, when you unlock certain zones is right here. So if you want to unlock the 140 zones, you need to be Ventures level 43. And if you want to unlock 23 zones, you need to be Ventures level 10. A little tip for getting started, I should have mentioned this earlier, but this is just a jam-packed video, there's a lot to cover, is that when you start off from the very beginning, start with a resupply, because your very first game, you're going to want a farming loadout. I'll link that down below. In fact, here I am just collecting videos right here. Farming loadout, you're going to want to link that down below. Check that out. Check out that link down below, because running a resupply mission is very important. It's a very easy mission, no combat necessary. You can just loot up and get everything you need. And then the very next mission, check this out. So if you go to the directive quest line right here, if you just do the mission quest line, the very first mission is to complete any mission, and the next one is fight the storm. A lot of people, myself included, will play an Atlas mission for their very first missions. Like, oh yeah, first game adventures, let's just do this 15-4 player and get started. Well, as soon as you complete this, it's going to tell you to complete another one. So sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's not. Another bit of advice is to always start with the highest level zone you can. If you're a pretty experienced player and you have a team, you can start in the 15 zones. Like, you'll actually be fine. It's not a big deal. And then, of course, another thing to look out for is that your very next quest will be retrieve the data and then eliminate and collect. So if you want to play efficiently, doing these is the way to do that. But something that a lot of Ventures players have noticed is that when you do all the 15 zones, you don't actually unlock the 23 zones. So something I've done in the past to minimize the grind is that I have done all of the 15 power level missions and then stopped at like Ventures level 8 or whatever I'm at. And then I'll just come back the next day with the other 15 power level missions, and then I'll continue on from there. That way you can play as little Ventures as possible without getting carried. So that's a little hot tip on what to do if you want to minimize the grind and play as efficiently as possible. That's an overview on all the different rewards available. I'll have all those videos linked down below, of course, for reference. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the season, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe if you're new. Twitch link down below. Come hang out with me.